Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Lucky Money. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. I was kind of debating whether or not I should do sort of a live commentary, or if I should just throw commentary over some gameplay for this video. I figured I would just go with just some commentary, throw it over some random gameplay. I figured that would probably be a bit more relaxed, because it's been a hot minute since I uploaded a video. It's kind of funny. I feel like every single time I make a video that does, like, pretty well. My last video got, like, I think almost 1.5 thousand views. Every time I have a video that does pretty well, I usually take a break afterwards. So that's always fun. So I'm not really able to keep that momentum going. I don't know if there's a momentum. I don't know how the algorithm views my channel. I just kind of upload videos and see what happens, but I think that that's kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, basically the reason why I wasn't uploading, I graduated college, so that's one of the reasons. The second is for my independent study I was doing at college. I was making a historical documentary, and it ended up, I was planning for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I'll spend the semester making a 10-minute long mini documentary. It ended up being almost 20. You know, it ended up being a little bit longer than I thought it would be. So that ended up sort of taking up a lot more time than I thought it would. And I ended up spending, you know, well over 100 hours making that project. And a fun thing about that, I shot the documentary in 4K. My laptop at my house cannot edit 4K footage. You know, I'm getting a new laptop actually, which that's pretty exciting. That should be here in a few days. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But the laptop I have now cannot edit 4K footage without Premiere getting all laggy and stuff. So I ended up having to commute up to school. So I was driving like 40 minutes to school every day just so I could edit this project. It was fun. I loved working on it, but it was kind of a mess. And I'm graduated now. Now I have free time on my hands, which is super nice. I'm very grateful to have that. And that means I can dedicate more time to videos, you know? It's not like I didn't have free time the last few months. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, I worked 6 hours and then I had to go up to school, work on a project, and then drive home. It's like by the time I get home, it's like I'm just going to play a chill video game. I'm not going to worry about, you know, booting up TF2, OBS, Audacity, and going through that whole process. It just felt like it was a bit much, you know? But yeah, college is done. I'm excited about that. I got some plans. They shouldn't really affect my upload schedule too much. I'm going to try and get back on a similar thing to like I had at the start of the year. Now, one other thing I really wanted to talk about, because this is something I was thinking about. I was just sort of playing TF2, and I was going back and I was looking at some of my older videos, and TF2 has been playable for almost a year now. It's almost been a year since the bots were kicked out, basically, and shunned. I know some people see sightings of bots and whatnot. I have yet to see one since they put out that update and stuff like that, which is very nice. I am very, very fond of that. Because it's almost like a completely different game now. I know the state of TF2 is still kind of a mess. I think Valve patched it so free-to-plays could talk again. I know that was a big like topic of argument within the community and stuff. But honestly, you know, I just really like that I'm able to boot up any map in the game and be able to play, because I remember there were certain maps during the bot crisis that you just couldn't play. It was just impossible. Like, you couldn't boot it up without having like half the lobby bots. And I'm planning to make a solid video sort of talking a bit more about like the bot crisis and stuff like that around the 1 year anniversary, because I feel like I got into TF2 in 2015 and the bots really started, I think, wasn't it a little, it was like was it 2018? So the majority of the time I've been playing this game, it's just been full of bots, you know? It was really weird. Like, I had, you know, 2015, 2016, 2017, that's like 3 years where I played this game a ton. I didn't really have to deal with any issues through that. That was back when the game was getting updated. And that's sort of my prime TF2 memories, you know? Most of them come from that. But it's just something where it's like, it's really weird how I was able to keep coming back to TF2 despite all of that. I suppose. I don't know. But I'm planning to do a more in-depth video where I talk a bit more about that when the time comes, when it's more relevant. But I am very, very excited to continue making videos. You know, it's one of those things. I've had a ton of thumbnails just sitting in like a folder on my desktop that are just like, there's probably like 6 or 7 I just haven't been able to make videos for yet that I've had done for months. One of them I did in like February, and I've just like been trying to make this video and it keeps not working out. You know, either the footage I get isn't good or, you know, something along those lines. So that's kind of a mess. But I'm excited to really, you know, sit down and try and get through a lot of these videos. So those will be coming out pretty soon. All in all, though, it's going to be a bit of a shorter video today. I just kind of wanted to update you all, let you know I'm not dead. Hopefully the gameplay behind me right now that you're watching is pretty entertaining. But yeah, that's about going to do it for this small little update video. I just kind of wanted to put this out, revive my channel a little bit if I can. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all in the next video, and make sure to have a great day.